Morning, guys. I want to talk about what I think is actually one of the most common chronic issues that people face today. And it's also one that we just brush off. And it is chronic tiredness. So ask yourself, when was the last time you know for a fact that you were genuinely completely rested? I would bet that for the majority of us, you can't answer that question truthfully. I know I can't. I don't think really. So, we obviously, we're very busy. Work has us busy for half a century. We're doing far too much. The average hunter-gatherer, even today, does between 50 and 20 hours of what you might call work. A week. Not a day, like a junior doctor. A week. Okay. So, chronic tiredness, let's talk about it. So, a lot of the things that we suffer from today are natural signals that are supposed to be experienced acutely, which means short term, in bursts, occasionally, right? But that we are actually experiencing chronically, so sustained and over time. Things like cravings. If you're hungry or your body needs salt or something, it's going to send you signals. Right now, the majority of people are chronically undernourished today, but chronically also overfed. So you're getting, and it's because the majority of the food that we eat is crap and not actually food. So cravings, we get chronic anxiety. Anxiety, again, is a good thing. It's there. It's like there's something wrong here. Are we safe? Is the tribe safe? Right? Chronic anxiety, deadly. Inflammation is a good thing. There is no such thing as bad inflammation per se. It's there to prompt the repair of tissues, to prevent further injury, etc., to attract macrophages and the body's natural immune response. It's part of your immune response, right? Chronic inflammation shouldn't be there, but the inflammation itself is not the problem. Pain, extremely useful. Helps you to avoid further injury, right? Chronic pain, bad sign. You get where this is going. What about digestive discomfort? That's a very, very common one. Right, digestive discomfort, I should not have eaten that. Right, I'm going to learn not to eat that again. Chronic digestive discomfort, that's a sign that something is seriously wrong. And I would say that the same goes for tiredness, chronic tiredness. So all of those things really useful when experienced in an acute way, but if you're experiencing them chronically, it's a danger sign. Tiredness. Okay, let's go on to that. Again, it's a signal from your body, like all of those other things. Okay? And so what is its natural point? Why is it good? It's extremely useful on an everyday basis as part of your natural circadian cycle. It's saying, you've been awake for long enough. We've got billions of cells here, Guy, that need to be repaired, cleaned out. We've got to, remove all the junk, clean the streets, okay? And so here's tiredness. It's time to sleep if you can. Now, chronic tiredness, again, that's the serious engine warning light on your system. Shouldn't have it. And what it is a sign of, why is it a serious issue? It's a sign that you're not spending as much time recovering as you are damaging yourself. Your sleep is probably not going to be as good as it could be. Your cellular repair is not going to be as good as it could be. It's very often linked to low-level inflammation as well. Probably constant cortisol or adrenaline being released, okay? Which, again, is not helped by caffeine, and we can't avoid the caffeine conversation. Right? So all it's doing is it's telling you it's time to rest, right? And that is a good thing. Not downtime. It's not saying it's time for downtime which is all very nice. It's time for actual repair, actual healing, okay? So there's one thing I want you to take from this video, is that tiredness is not your enemy. Tiredness is your friend. Tiredness is a very natural response of your body, and it's triggered by a build-up of adenosine detected in the brain, right? As I've said before, your cells run on using a molecule called ATP, adenosine triphosphate. They remove one phosphate after another to make adenosine diphosphate, monophosphate, and they get energy every time they pull the phosphates off. That then leaves adenosine on its own. When adenosine builds up in the brain, your brain goes, oh, okay, we're getting tired now, let's send out tiredness signals that tell us to stop. What caffeine does is it blocks the receptors that your brain tell your brain that there's a lot of adenosine in the body. Okay, so if you go around overriding your natural tiredness every single day, it's not just that you are, look, aren't I clever? I'm hacking this inbuilt glitch or bug in the human system that's telling me I'm tired when I don't want to be tired because I've got shit to do. It's not, you're not being clever. It's incredibly dumb, because what it means is that you are just day in, day out spending more of your life force than you're bringing in. It's like saying, oh look, I've borrowed £100 from this loan shark, right, because I was running low on money at 2,000% interest, okay, aren't I rich? Drinks are on me. Like, how dumb does that sound? But that's exactly what we're doing when we say, I'm feeling a bit tired, I'm going to have myself a Starbucks. But no, guess what? Tiredness is not a Starbucks deficiency. Tiredness is an important message from your body that's there for your own good, because your body wants to keep itself in tip-top form, right? The culture that we have that originated in particular in the Industrial Revolution in the 18th century, that has people working 40 to 80 hours a week. It was originally like much longer days than it is now. That culture doesn't care if you're on tip-top performance. Our society doesn't care. You should care. Okay. But it's not just energy, it's not just wakefulness. It's your essence, it's your life force that you are running short of, right? And what's going to happen if you keep spending more than you're getting? And you get more when you rest, which is what your body's trying to tell you to do. Right? What's going to happen is you're going to end up energetically bankrupt. What's going to happen then? Right? No, you're not going to just need a really, really big sleep. You're going to have a severe breakdown in your health in one way or another. Could be physiological, could be mental, who knows, right? And more than 60% of Americans now have at least one chronic health condition. Is this stuff connected? And this is actually exactly why when some people start taking fix, which then tells your body it's time to heal, it knocks them flat on their asses for several days. Why is that? Because your body has been told to heal, and it knows that step one in healing in many cases is, for goodness sake, rest. So it'll knock you flat on your ass. So the moral is, don't fight tiredness, embrace it. It's there for your good. You are not a victim of tiredness, right? The chronic tiredness is a net result of life, living too much life, but just not being out of the balance. You're just not getting enough repair, you know. And it's also a sign, this kind of compulsion that we have to beat tiredness. It's just another aspect of how we've been taught to fight against ourselves, to fight against biology. Just stop it. Be sick and tired of being sick and tired. Right? And until you get to that point, you're not going to take the action that you need to do. Right? Get yourself on fix. Starbucks costs the same as the matured hops extract that tells your body to heal. You've got a choice. I would say take that money and get yourself fix rather than the coffee. But the choice, my friends, is up to you. If you want to know more about Fix, how it works, drop me the word more in the comments. I will be happy to help. See you later.